So I was scrolling through LinkedIn the other day and I came across Miyagi. It claimed to be something like Cursor for Webflow. I was a bit skeptical because I know a lot of AI tools promise the world, but I had to try this one. Honestly, I was completely mind blown. The app understands my Webflow project, it understands my page, it understands my elements, which is great for Webflow users. I genuinely think this is a start of something big in the community and something that's gonna change how we work within Webflow. Now this app is in the first version, so it's a bit limited, but we're gonna test it out and see how much we can do with it. And I think there is gonna be a lot of more versions and updates from this app. And I even think there will be other apps that are gonna compete with this, showcasing how we can use AI now directly inside Webflow. The app right now comes in 3 different agents. There is a design agent, there is a coding agent, and there's a CMS agent that's going to be coming soon. However, today we're going to be focusing on the design agent because I think it's really powerful and we're going to see how much it can do. Now, just to be clear, I'm not sponsored by Miyagi or anything like that. This is my honest take on this app. I really liked it. I really enjoyed working with it. And I really think this is going to be something big in the future. So without boring you with all this talk, let's dive in. Let's see how Miyagi works. Alright, so let's see what this thing can actually do. Now, first of all, you need to make an account with Miyagi, so you can go to the getmiyagi.com website, sign up, make an account, do the whole thing. Or you can go to the Miyagi app here, you can install it. I'll leave a link in the description below, you guys can check it out. Once you have it done, you can go to Webflow apps and launch the app Miyagi. So now it's launching, and as you can see, we have the design agent, we have the coding agent, and we have a CMS agent, which is coming soon. However, CMS agent is something that you can cover with the MCP. I've made some videos about that. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. You guys can check them out. However, what's really cool about Miyagi is the design agent, and that's what we're going to be testing out. So let's click on the design agent. Now I've been playing around with this and it's nice. This is a nice app. You can toggle and then you can go to this sidebar. You can start a new chat, and that's what I'm going to be using. So it's a very nice UI, very similar to current AI tools UI. Chat, very simple chat with some models that you can use from. Now I've used this Kimi K2 model, not very familiar with it to be honest. However, it's okay for simple tasks, but I've seen that Gemini Flash and Gemini Pro are way more advanced and they give you much better complex results. So we're gonna try all of those and we're gonna see how those work. Now we're gonna give this a few tests, a few prompts, and we're gonna see how much it responds. So we're gonna start with some simple use cases. So first, I got a client request. They want to rebrand from the old green color to a purplish color. It's a new color they have in their brand. So I want to change the main brand color to this color and update all the buttons to match. So I'm gonna just copy that request. So we'll copy it from our client's request and we're going to change the main color to this hex code and update all the buttons to match. So we're going to use the Kimi K2 model, and here it's nice that you have this option to add context. So in this case it can be selected element, it can be the current page, it can be different pages, so you can choose. Now in our case it's across the whole project, so it's mainly related to variables, so it's nothing here that we can choose from. However, let's see if the AI can figure this out. So let's go. So now I don't know what is the outcome gonna be like, because again this is an AI and it can be something else every time. Okay, so there's the plan summary. Perfect. Now I have clear understanding of your current setup. All right, so it gives you a plan, which is amazing. It doesn't do the work on its own. So we are gonna do this plan, execute. Let's see. So it actually recognized the color green. It knows all the buttons are using green, and I have a solid green color. Oh, there you go. So you can see the button already changed to purple. Let's see if all the buttons change to purple. Yeah, so all the buttons are changed to purple, which is great. So do I have more buttons? I have a button here. They're all purple now. Amazing. All right, so it's done. And I see that it did somehow say that it's going to change all the buttons one by one. So let's see what the changes were. So here we have the button, the background. Yeah, so it changed the variable brand, which was green before, to purple, and it also did the purple light and the purple dark, which is great because they were all green. So this is something that it did on its own. You can see it told us that here. So first test, very nice. Let's move on. Okay, so now we can continue on the same chat, but I would rather open up a new chat given that I want to be doing something else not related to buttons or variables. Now we can scroll down and I see we have this other comment from the client about this CTA section, this Let's Build Together section. So the client says that the spacing in the CTA section looks cramped up on both desktop and mobile. So let's see mobile, it's also cramped up. So can you increase the section padding to 60 pixels and the responsive value on mobile? Actually, let's bring in this prompt. Okay, so the prompt is here. And what we're going to do is instead of section padding to 60, we'll change that to the best value for our site sizings and the responsive value on mobile. Okay, we're challenging it. I don't want to say 60 pixels. I wanted to figure it out by, maybe measuring the other sections or, standards of how much of padding should be. Let's see how this is being done. And let's use Gemini Flash and let me put this into context. So let's bring this section relative. And I'm going to select it, include children with styles. And I'm going to also give it the home page as or actually the style guide as a reference so that it knows sizings. So let's go. Let's see what this one's going to do. Super exciting. Now this one is more into padding. So it has a roadmap. It already has a roadmap. That was super quick. I thought it was still thinking. So it's inspector and I'll first check the existing values, section relative. Determine values, desktop main bring. I'll set a generous padding for 8 rem for padding top and padding bottom, and then 4 rem for mobile. It will apply it on section relative. Okay, so it's gonna do it, but on section relative, and section relative is already being used on this page, so I'm gonna inform it that section. Many times on this page, I want you to only affect the CTA section relative and not all of it. So, given that section relative is being used elsewhere, I want it to only affect this one. So let's see. Create a new combo class. Great, this is exactly what I wanted to do. I'll create a new combo class named section. This new class will be built on top of section relative. Okay, so let's see if it's going to do that. So let's say execute the field and say execute. Oh my God. I bought a mechanical keyboard and it's very hard to use. I thought this was going to be easier to use. It's super hard to use. However, it's good. It's good. All right. So now it's getting this done. It's working with getting the styles. So I see I get this message. Current action is taking too long. Please wait or cancel. Now I've got this message before. It did work at the end, but it just took quite a while. So let's see what's going to happen now. Sometimes if I want to prompt again, especially if it's something new, I close the app or I do a hard refresh on my site because maybe I have some caches or something that conflict with the app. And again, this app has the first version, so I assume it has some stuff. All right, so now it's done. It built up the section. It made a combo class, which is great. It gave it the padding, inside of 8 rem, which is great. Let's see on mobile. So on mobile, it's 4 rems. This is fantastic. Test 2 approved. This is super nice. Okay, so all this worked. Now we're gonna crank it up a notch and we're gonna see if it can actually build things from scratch. So for test number 3, we're gonna try to build something from scratch, hoping for a section. So let's go over it. What we have is a task from the client. So the clients want social proof. We need to add a testimonial card section with 3 testimonials. We need to include avatar, name, company, quote, and we need to style it to fit the rest of the page. Now for this one, I'm gonna use the Pro model, given that it might be a complex task. And we're gonna give it context, perhaps. I'm gonna give it the home page as context because that's where we wanna put this. And can I give it another page context? Yes, I can. So this is the style guide. And we can specify, so style it to fit the rest of the page as per the styles we have on the main style guide. We need to add this testimonial section with 3 cards. I don't know if we can specify the section. So if we can say under the header section. Now this is even giving it more things to do, but let's see what we can do with this. So let's prompt this. Now, as usual, it's gonna plan it out first and then tell us if we like the plan, and then we move forward with that. Of course, CR, I can definitely add a testimonial section. It will identify the header section on the home page. It will look for sites existing styles to make sure the new section match. It will build testimonial section, populate cards. Okay, so let's see if this section is set to be header. So it's set to be section, not header. And I hope it will understand that this section is the header section, but let's see. All right, so it says all elements on canvas fetched successfully. It gave me the plan. It's asking me if it sounds good. I think it sounds good. It sounds good to me. So let's see it executing it. Now something is up. Something has happened. Continue. I'm not sure why is this happening. Perhaps we can give it a try again with another model. So I'm gonna open up a new chat and we're gonna paste in the same prompt, but this time let's use the flash. Might be faster, and I'll give it less context just so that it doesn't take a lot of tokens. It can work better on creating the things. Okay, this seems better actually. The 2.5 flash seems better than pro. Like, it's much faster. You get a nice, even further breakdown of what you need. Style audit, examine, style creation, structure. So it's going to use section, block container, div block serve. Very nice. Let's go for it. And let's go. Once you give me the green light, I'll start bringing this. I like this. This is like things we say as developers to our clients. You know, once you give me the green light, I'll start bringing the testimonial section to life. Very nice addition from Ampli or from Miyagi themselves. All right, so it's getting the testimonial section built. It's looking at my existing page. It's reviewed styles. Looks like we have a good set of classes already in place for testimonials. Amazing. Next up, I'll locate your header section so I can precisely place the new testimonials right under it. So I don't know if it's going to figure this out, but let's see. Because again, I didn't tag this as header, which I should have before prompting, but I missed that. So this is taking too long. I mean, you get this message, but sometimes things work. It does take too long. My ask was, okay, I am running into a similar issue. It says all elements on current canvas fetched successfully, but no testimonial section was built. If I ask it to continue, still nothing. Okay, this test seems to be failing. However, I'm going to give it one last shot where I will omit the place it under the headers part. So we'll remove the header thing. So it can place it wherever it wants. Yeah, so let's use this one. And let's stick to Gemini Flash for this. So this is the last try. If it doesn't work, then test 3 could fail. But I really hope it doesn't. It would be really nice to have an AI build this section for you. Sounds good. This is a similar plan. Okay, so it fetched the existing style. I've got a good grasp of your existing style. It looked like a testimonial. Let's start building the structure of this testimonial. I'll begin by, okay, great. Continue. Now I'll add the section and long container inside it. We'll set up layout for social proof. All right, so I should be expecting a testimonial section now. Current action taking too long, not a good sign, but we are hoping that this time it works. I mean, we did give it something extreme or extra, like create a new section. I'm not liking this wait. I hope it's promising. I hope something's going on. It would be great if we can see more of what's going on. I mean, sometimes you do see the steps that they're taking, what's going on, but sometimes it doesn't. Okay, this is happening again. It says all elements fetched successfully. If I press continue, nothing happens. I'm sorry, guys. I tried. All right, let's move on to test number 4. Okay, so for the next prompt, so this is test number 4. It failed test number 3, unfortunately. So let's try test number 4. So what we need is, we have this task from the client. So we're going to copy the task and paste it here. So I need to add a contact us form instead of the button in the CTA. So instead of this one, create one with the company name, email, phone, and messages field, and make it match the existing design style. So let's see if it does this one. Now in this context, I'm selecting the element. So I'm going to select the element on the children. In fact, I'm going to select the section as well. So it knows the section, it knows the button. And I'm trying to be specific so that it understands where it needs to add. So it can add only one element. Oh, that's okay. So we're going to select the home page, we're going to select the element, and let's use Gemini 2.5 Pro this time. Let's go Pro, and let's see if this works out. So it's assessing the task. Let's see if I still have credits. I still have credits. Oh, no. So let's go back. All right, so it gave me the breakdown of the task. It's inspecting the area, style creation, build the form, final touches, execute, plan. All right, it's working on it. It will create the necessary field, and it got stuck again. Continue. Okay, so it's continuing. Excellent TR. It's creating the styles. Failed to create styles. Okay, so apparently it's creating styles that actually exist. Checked your site. Turns out you already have the necessary styles to create the form. All right, so it's creating the form. Okay, so that's happening. It is creating it after the button. Okay, so it's asking me if I want to remove it. Would you like me to go ahead and remove it for you? Yes, and place the form inside the button container. The selected element here. Okay, so let's select the button container. So that's the button group. And let's say move the form inside this container, because I don't want it to be all like outside of the container. I want it to be inside the button group. So let's see if it's gonna do that. Now this is a hard one. This is I mean, if it does that, wow, that would be amazing. But I'm expecting it to give me something. Let's see. Okay. Oh wow, it did it. It actually did it. We still have the button. That's amazing. Actually, it actually pulled that off. We still do have the button, so we can tell it remove the button now and only keep the form. All right, let's see if it removes the button, and we're only left with the form. Oh, by the way, I can toggle this, make it smaller. This is much nicer. All right, so for the confusion, while I can create and move elements around, I'm not equipped to delete elements from your project. However, removing the button is the last simple step. Here's what you can do. All right, fair. So it's not gonna delete stuff from my project, which is great. However, it did create the form, and I can just delete the button myself. This form is great. Not very much styled to our styles, but I don't think we have any form styles. Let's check the style guide. Do we have any form styles? Okay, so we do have some form styles. Can you match our original form styles existing in the style guide? Alright, so let's give it style guide page. Let's go back and select the form. So I'm trying to be specific here, just to make sure that this works out. However, this should work on its own. Like, I'm expecting a few updates later, this works on its own. You don't even have to select the elements. But that will take credits. Remember, if it's gonna scan your project, it's gonna take a lot of credits. Otherwise, it's best if you give it the context, if you be as clear as possible. And this works with all AI tools, and this is how an AI agent works. It's just like, if it needs to do the task, it's gonna burn your credits. All right, so visit the style guide, learn the styles, return and reapply. Okay, now it's gonna take a lot of credits, and I'm using the pro model. This wasn't a good idea. But for the sake of the video, let's see. So, oh, it switched the page. So now we are switched to the style guide. It's going to check all the elements on the current canvas. That's a lot. So you see here, if I gave it the context of the form itself from the beginning, I would have saved a lot of tokens, which I'm going to be paying off now. Current action is taking too long. Of course, the style guide is a huge file. It has a lot of styles, a lot of elements. So it's going to need time to scan. Alright, so it fetched the elements, which is great. It's loading something now. I think it's gonna pull it off. This did take too long, to be honest, but I really hope it does pull it off. I'm not gonna change pages, I'm just gonna wait for it to do its thing. And let's see. Alright, I think this is taking too long, so I'm gonna cancel it. Okay, so I'm just gonna select, seems like I canceled the operation. I'm still in the car. Okay, so it's asking me if it wants to proceed. So I'm gonna select this form element, and I'm gonna bring it here, use this form element styles, and apply it to our original form on the home page that we just created. And let's see. All right, so it should scan this form component. It's examining the styles. Excellent. Thank you for pointing me out in the right direction. All right, so it's getting the selected element. Also taking too long. Shouldn't be taking too long, but let it do its thing. Let it cook. Let it cook. Okay, it's getting selected elements. Alright, so it fetched the elements and now it's redirecting to the home page. Switch the page successfully. I'm updating the form. Let's go to the form. Let's see if it's updating. I'm applying these styles now and let you know as soon as they're done. So let's see. Oh wow, it's doing it. It's updating it. It updated the form, the button, the fields, form field wrapper. Very nice. This is very nice. This is perfect. That's a pass. I give this a pass. Amazing. So test number 4 passed. Now let's go to the final test where we're gonna test it to the top limits and see how much this can do. So now let's give it the final test, test number 5. We're gonna crank it up a notch and we're gonna go back to the create a section for me. However, this time I'm gonna try to make it easier and I'm just gonna duplicate a section that's already there. I'm gonna actually, we need the section without this combo class and we need to unwrap this section. Yeah, so let's just use this section. We're gonna remove everything from it and we're gonna give this, call it section content and container large, section relative, padding section medium, just to give it some padding. Okay, so I prepared this section for this and now we want to add content or create content from scratch inside this section. So let's bring in the request from our client and that will be create a pricing table with 3 tiers: starter, pro, enterprise, include feature lists, highlight the pro plan and add smooth hover animations. So we're gonna remove this highlight pro plan and hover animation. We're just gonna focus on creating 3 tiers pricing table and we're just gonna tell it to match our existing styles on the page. And then we're gonna select this section. So I'm gonna select just the element and then we're gonna tell it to add the pricing table inside this selected element on the home page. Alright, so let's see how it performs this last test now. I'll be very happy if this works out. I'm a bit hesitant of how this test is gonna operate, but let's see. So it's doing all the tasks, it's finalizing, testing, defining. I like these words, they use them. It's similar to Cloud Code, which is also funny words. They use funny words there. However, this is working. This is doing its thing. You can always like use this drop down to see what is it doing, and that's great. Alright, so as expected, it did get stuck, so I'm gonna ask it to continue. So continue, and let's see if it picks up from where it left off. Crafting the pricing table. Alright, so it has some classes, has the feature, the highlight. It automatically highlights the pro plan, which is something I deleted from the prompt because I don't want to overwhelm it, but it's doing that, so that's great. Alright, here we go. Here we go. We're getting something fantastic. It's giving me pro plan, starter plan, enterprise plan. Okay, we're getting somewhere. It's a bit basic, nothing crazy, but hey, it's a card properly organized. We have an H3, there's div for the pricing, paragraph, very nice, very nice. There is a feature list. For bulk creation, I really don't like that it uses this DOM element where it can use just a list from Webflow. However, it still works. This is quite nice. So is there text in this button? Why is this button without text? It has no text. So very odd button. Where is the text option? Okay, I think it used the link block. So that's great. And you can see these are bordered. So I don't know if it's very visible here, but these are all bordered, the pricing cards. And I can tell it to edit this further. So let's tell it, make the pricing cards have some border shadow effect so that they are visible on the page. And then add text inside the buttons of each card. All right. However, for now, I would say test number 5 passed. Did take long. It took me like 3 minutes, but it passed. Now it's all about me refining the design. So overall, I'm really liking this app. It's still in the first stages. We just tried the design agent here. The coding agent is something similar to, let's say, Slater or whatnot, where you have to write a snippet, embed it in your website, and then you work on the agent and it just updates through that snippet, which is great. It works really well. However, I really enjoyed the design agent more than anything because it's something that I've been missing, and it's something that, you know, saves me a lot of time instead of, you know, a coding agent. So overall, very happy with the app. Guys, keep going. I'm waiting to see more updates, and yeah, I'm gonna leave the links in the description below. You guys can check out Miyagi, download it. Let us know of your use cases. Now, I'm not affiliated with Miyagi, so don't send me any feedback or any problems. Do send that to the Ampli team, the Miyagi team. However, I would love to see what creations come out of this and what use cases we can make out of this app. If you guys liking this, subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and wait for me for the next video. See you in the next one.